Okay, so continuing on with the project here, we decided to go with the wood chip hoppers first, and discovering the Walther's car has these braces. Got a little bit, about half a scale foot less in width, and it's going to lay on top of those braces. So now that we got that, we measured the LBF, fits right in, but without anything supporting it, it just falls right in. So 11.5 scale feet tall for the stilts, and the way I did it, I put some angle on both sides opposing each other. 6 foot scale feet wide. So the way these cars are, when you get them, sometimes they're a little bowed, so that'll help you out a little bit. We'll add weight to them, and we'll save the stilts for last, because the next step, we're going to put some tacky glue on this and put the load on. So after we cut the load, which will be next. So when you're cutting the load, basically we've got the base of the load there, even it up to the end. You measure out and just cut it straight flush with your scissors. And when you're done, taper down the end. You want to cut this like you're pruning a tree. Small little nips at it and go from there. And this goes for any load you're doing. So, on to the... Okay folks, here we go. We got our loads, the base cut out for the loads. Now keep in mind, you don't need this base unless you really want to do what I'm doing. I've got the weights that are going to be on top of the load. They're hot glued in. And that way I can reach in with a magnet and just pull them out real quick. Or you can just set your load in, use a pair of tweezers or something like that and pluck it out if you want. But keep in mind the way this comes, it's been rolled up for a while. So this is going to give it a little stability. So the next step after you hot glue the weights on, we're going to take a Lean's tacky spray. Make sure you work in a well-vented area, unlike what I'm doing right now. So we'll spray this on real thick. And the Walthers, the wood chip cars, I'm not putting a weight in those. I don't have enough of those to really do the weights, because the spot, there's only 6 cars we spot, and they load 3 or 4 at a time, something like that. So I'll pluck those out, plus they've got the supports, and the weights will be a real pain to deal with the supports. So we'll be back for the next step. Okay, continuing on with the next step, since I'm doing so many, I labeled the loads. Here I've cut them at angles. So I'm going to show you this one, and I'm going to need 2 hands for the rest. You want to put that on the edge, and you can kind of work with this stuff and spread it out. It's very flexible and forgiving. And the Lean's tacky spray, you can peel it up a little bit. It's got a little forgiveness. That's why I'm not using the 3M on this part, but that'll come later. So I'm going to get these going, and I'll show you the outcome. Okay, this has taken all of about 5 minutes to do. I mean, you'll see a little bit of plastic hanging out. No worries about that. Okay. First off, we're going to start with the black and do the coal. Okay, we'll spray at angles down here, cover the ends, and what I'm using is fast drying all-purpose enamel black. And I did change my mind on the 70-ton hopper. I'm going to make it a coal load, and I'm going to make a rock load for it. So. With the gray, you kind of got to get in there real good with it. Now the wood chip loads. See how this kind of bends up? This is what I'm talking about. But once you set that in the car, it's going to straighten up. Yeah, man, that's good quality paint. Woo! So now what the plan is, once this dries, we're going to come back to the wood chip car loads and the gravel car, which, I mean, once that dries, you might be able to get away with gravel if you're being a prototype person. The coal loads, they're done. As soon as that dries, they'll be able to go in the cars. That's how easy that is, guys. Again, that's Model Train products. So, once we come back for the wood chip loads, we're going to spray 3M, that's super adhesive. We're going to put our sawdust in this box and kind of mash that load into the sawdust. So, should work, should hold. Then after we pull that out, we'll hit it with some Rave hairspray, some cheap super hold, whatever it is that the wife picked up for me. So, after that, we'll be back soon. We'll go ahead and upload this, and we'll see the finished product.